guys, welcome back to Zagami Beauty. I'm Krisha. Thanks for joining me today. It's going to be a fun one because it's all about new highlighters. And yes, we don't need more highlighters. I'm sure most of you can agree with that. However, when DIOR comes out with a beautifully packaged highlighter, what are we gonna do? I have 3 of them out of the 6, I believe. 4 of them are out right now at Sephora. I purchased mine from Holt Renfrew because they had theirs up really early online, probably like 2 weeks ago, but I got distracted with the Chanel collection, so I haven't had a chance to film these yet. I believe Shoppers Drug Mart is going to carry them. I believe Hudson's Bay will carry them as well. If you like what you see today, that's where they're available at the moment. Before we get started, of course, I invite you to subscribe today, to like this video if you found it helpful and enjoyable, as well leave me a comment down below. Are you guys excited for these 2? Have you tried them? And of course, I'm on Instagram. I always forget to tell you guys that, but I'm on Instagram, so follow me there as well for just like sneak peeks of what I'll be reviewing on YouTube, other beauty content that doesn't make it to YouTube, tidbits of my life, and just lots and lots of fun beauty and life content. So definitely join me there as well. But for now, we need to go over these ASAP. Okay, stick around. Okay, what are the details on these highlighters? Well, they're available as of today, actually. Today is August 5th on the Sephora website. 4 of the shades are available on the Sephora website, minus the coral shade, and that's one of the ones I did purchase from Holt Renfrew, actually, and they have all of the shades if you're in Canada. Otherwise, I'm sure, you know, Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, I'm sure all of those retailers are going to be carrying it. They're in this sort of like $55 range Canadian and I think $48 American, so they're not cheap, but they're pretty much similar to the previous luminizers that DIOR had in that silver type packaging. I do feel that these ones don't look like that baked gelée formula. They look a little bit more slightly baked gelée, but just more shimmery. There's a slight more like shimmery quality to these, so we'll see how they perform on the skin. I'm not a huge fan of shimmer in my highlighter. I am more of a kind of like sheen effect type of highlighter lover. See, the outside is a sort of like Christian Dior labeling and a cushion compact. This is different than their bronzer cushion compact. It's more plasticky, kind of almost has plasticky coating on it. I'm not sure if they just did that because the other one was getting a little bit dirty and they got feedback for it. I don't know why they did that. It does feel a little bit cheaper, but I think it's just a little bit more practical when you have white packaging to have it with that glaze so you can just wipe off anything that gets on it. I'm going to show you guys all of the close-ups in sunshine right now. We first have that Pearlescent Glow, which is almost like an icy highlighter. I think that's going to be beautiful just at the top of the cheekbones to highlight that really high point. Next we have Pink Glow, and Pink Glow definitely just looks like a very muted, soft, pink highlighter. Finally, we have Coral Glow, which looks more pigmented, would look so stunning as a highlighter on darker to deep skin tones. Wow, that would look beautiful because it has such a warmth to it. On my skin tone and anyone a little bit more fair or medium, definitely more of a blush topper and like highlighter all in one, I think. We'll do some comparisons at the end. I do have a couple of the DIOR previous luminizers in my collection, so we'll just do a couple of comparisons as well. But right off the bat, they do feel a little bit drier in terms of swatching. Now, let's get straight into the demo. What I'm going to do is put Pink Glow on one side, I'm going to put Coral Glow on the other side, and then I'm going to top them both with a little bit of that white Pearlescent Glow. Let's go in and do Pink Glow first because it's the first one I grabbed. I'm going to use, like, I'm tempted to use a synthetic brush, but I'm going to try both. I'm going to try a natural bristled brush first. Now this is quite compact, so it almost behaves like a synthetic brush and it picks up a decent amount of product. This is from Sonia G and it's one of her fan brushes, the Sculpt 4. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit there. I do have my makeup on for the most part. Really nothing coming off of it. It's staying on the brush really well. And there is that DIOR scent. It's like pseudo floral, pseudo fresh. I'm not a big fan of the DIOR scent and I love scented products, but it just has, like, I don't know, DIOR's skincare, DIOR's makeup, I'm not usually a fan of the scent they put in there. It's like slightly fresh, but like has this almost like perfumey sharpness to it. So if you don't like fragrances, just beware. It definitely has a fragrance. It does dissipate, like I'm not smelling it as soon as I open the compact. You do have to kind of go nose in, you know what I mean? Let's go in. Definitely a highlight effect, but it's quite subtle. I'm going to go in again with a little bit more. And it's the most beautiful subtle pink. I actually really like the tone of this. Hoping you guys can see it there. It definitely has a sheen. It's definitely making my skin look a little bit more dewy and giving it dimension, which is what a highlighter technically should do. And I like the pink. I feel like it's, you know, working well with the blush. I'm wearing the Pat McGrath Divine Rose today. And it's great. I like it. I don't see much sparkle. It's not really settling into any fine lines. Barely any emphasis on texture. And I really thought it might emphasize texture a little bit more because it's not a super creamy formula. It's definitely a little bit drier. Not overly powdery, but just slightly drier, if that makes sense. I'm going to go in with one more layer because we're just playing. We want to see how crazy we can go before it looks too garish. You know what I mean? Garish, garish. Love that. So one thing I do appreciate about a pink highlighter versus something a little bit more champagne-y is that it really enhances the look of my blush without dimming down the effect of my blush. A lot of the times if I put on a more gold or champagne highlighter, I almost have to go back in and add a little bit more blush because it just sort of diminishes the effect of my pinky type blush. Next side, we're going to use maybe a different brush. Let's go with a synthetic brush, technically the setting brush from Real Techniques. We're going to go in with Coral Glow, swish, swish. More coming off of this one, but I'm kind of going over a little bit more too. All right, and let's go in. So not too much of a highlight effect, it's adding to my blush. On my skin tone, it is definitely a blush topper. And I do feel that I could almost go in with like a blush brush. So that's just kind of highlighting it or placing it a little bit higher there. And again, it's giving me definitely some dimension. I am getting some sheen effect. However, it did add color to my blush. So it took my Divine Rose, which is a little bit more, definitely more cool toned, and it warmed it up and made it look like summertime. Literally made my cheek look tanned, summery, corally, and almost like a highlighter infused into it. So there we go. I added a little bit more and a little bit more diffused as a blush topper. And I love it. I think it's so gorgeous. This is again the more cool toned pink glow. Love it too, but very subtle. You're not going to get a blinding effect from this highlighter. That's 3 layers and it's not blinding. And then again, Coral Glow. Let's go in with that little bit of Pearlescent Glow just at the like top of the cheekbone. Like this side I'll put it just at the top because it's quite a warm toned look. And on this side I'll just kind of go a little bit crazier just so you guys can see the effect. But this one is super, super sparkly. If you guys don't appreciate glitter in your highlighter, I would just stay away from this one because it is all glitter. It's beautiful to look at, but it's literally like fresh snow fall where it's just has that sparkle effect that snow has when it initially falls. Slightly cool tone, has a slightly icy bluish undertone, I would say. There is glitter, of course, coming off, so keep that in mind. This side we're just popping a little, right? So let's go here first and just kind of, ooh! I don't know if you guys can see that, but very, very glazed. Wow. It looks super beautiful. I'm going to take a closer look to see if it's emphasizing texture because glitter scares me for that reason. However, just from far away, it literally made my cheekbone like boom, like stand out. I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope you can. Take my word for it. I don't know. This side, we're going to do that first little pop just to see the typical way I would use it. And then I'm going to go in and go a little bit crazier just to show you guys, okay? I'm using a MAC 133. This is the natural hair version because I got it before their changeover. But let's go in here and just, again, pop it right there. Not as obvious because of course the pink glow has that cool kind of like tone and effect already, but it definitely made it look more shiny. Up close you can definitely see micro glitter. I can see in my viewfinder it's really, really shiny. I feel like for nighttime when the light is a little bit softer, this would be absolutely gorgeous, just to, like I said, pop right on that upper cheekbone. And I'm just going to go a little bit crazier, and now it's getting more icy. So now we're kind of starting to see that more icy bluish undertone, and this is too much for me, but just to show you guys the intensity there. And that's 3 layers. I really, really love it. Do I like it more than their previous formula? I don't know. I don't think so. I like the feel of the older formula better. I can say that right now, but we'll kind of do some comparison swatches as well. So that's the final look. Coral Glow with like a touch of pearlescent on top. Pink Glow with a ton of pearlescent on top. All right, you guys, that's the demo. Let's go look at some comparison swatches with the previous formula. So from left to right, we actually have first off Nude Glow in the old formula, then we have Hollow Pink in a limited edition formula, then Pink Glow, Pearlescent Glow, and of course Coral Glow. And I still prefer the older formula. I feel like it has a little bit more of a sheen, a little bit creamier consistency. The Hollow Pink compared to the Pink Glow is similar, but I feel like the Pink Glow is again a little bit drier, a little bit lighter. Definitely can't say enough, drier formula. Okay guys, final thoughts, and I had to put on a little bit more of a lip because on playback it was looking like, whoa, like ghastly, and just having one of those days. I don't know, I just can't get things, you know, I can't get things right today. It's just not flowing. Back to the highlighters. Final thoughts. I really like them. Do I love them? I don't love them. I'm gonna give you guys the pros. The pros are that the packaging is absolutely stunning. How pretty would this look just, you know, on your vanity? It's really, really beautiful. And while I do prefer the more leathery effect of the bronzer cushion compact that just came out, I do feel the plastic overlay kind of glaze makes it more practical, and so you can just easily wipe it off when it gets dirty versus it getting embedded in the material. So I do like the packaging, of course. The product is definitely more dry, like you guys saw in the swatches. It doesn't have that initial oomph creamy effect like the previous formula. Going back to the pros, the Coral Glow is absolutely stunning. This one here I feel is so versatile. It can be a beautiful highlighter for really darker to deep skin tones. For lighter skin tones, it's a blush topper. It is so versatile and absolutely stunning on the skin. It literally takes your look from being not summery to summery in an instant. Like you have a summery, bronzy, enhanced peach cheek. So, so beautiful. Probably my favorite one of the bunch that I got. The Pearlescent Glow, while being very, very glittery, it actually suits it. It has a purpose. I think it's beautiful just placed right on top of that, you know, cheekbone there to give it a pop. And I feel like that's what I'm going to be using it for mostly because I don't tend to love a ton of glitter all over the place. I think I'm more of a Big Chalet type of formula highlighter lover. Even the MAC, you know, skin finishes I think are a little bit more creamy and sheen-like versus this one. Keep that in mind. Definitely more sparkly, a little bit more powdery. I want to say it's actually similar to this highlighter formula. It's like still pseudo-baked gelée-ish, but a little bit more powdery than that. And it just really replicates, I feel like, this formula, just a little bit thinner and less creamy. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I do feel that there are other formulas I prefer, so I'm not gonna give it a 9 or 10. It's still a top-notch formula, and if you're in the market for a highlighter, it's definitely a beautiful one to go with. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope this video helped. Give it a like. Let me know down below if you're thinking of getting one of them and just your thoughts in general. Again, I love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe. I wish you all the best, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.